How are you wonderful people doing? My name is Michael, is known as 3rd Gen Gamer, and welcome to my top 5 video. Pokemon Sword and Shield just released on November 15th, and has become one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Not better than 3rd generation, my favorite generation, look at my channel name. But a new feature called Pokemon Max Raid Battles were introduced into Pokemon Sword and Shield. It involves teaming up with 3 others to take down a Dynamax Boss to have an opportunity to catch, receive EXP Candies, TRs, etc. The higher the tier of the Pokemon, the better rewards. However, when you're by yourself, it does get a bit difficult to take on higher level raids. Since the game requires you to have 4, NPCs take the place of people who could participate in the raid. There are some really good ones like Janet with her Snorlax, and especially my main man Oscar with his Hawlucha. Man, Oscar's quite the lad. I swear about 99% of the time Oscar does things right. But I digress. When there are good NPC trainers, there are also some really bad ones. In this video, I'll be covering the top 5 most frustrating raid battle NPC trainers in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, what determines the ranking for this video? I have 3 criteria. 1, the Pokemon stats. 2, the Pokemon's attacks. And 3, the AI of each trainer. Now keep in mind, this ranking is based off of my own experience with the raid battles thus far, so opinions could change in the future, or you may differ based on your own experiences. Let me know what you would add, take out, or move around in the comments section down below. Also, before we get started, I want to give special thanks to Kanto's Hero for the video suggestion. Go check out his channel. He's just starting out and he's already doing some really good work. Number 5. Backpacker Amelia. Amelia has Clefairy, which is a fairy type. Fairy typing's pretty nice as it's only weak to poison and steel types, and it's strong against fighting, dark, and dragon. Clefairy has Focus Sash, which means that it can live at 1 HP if at full health. It has the moveset Life Dew, Follow Me, Dazzling Gleam, and Disarming Voice. Clefairy has some use. With Follow Me, Clefairy is able to direct attacks to itself. Since it has Focus Sash, it is able to take 2 hits if at full health. This causes less damage to other Pokemon, and it potentially saves you from losing 2 total Pokemon by being the only fallen member. And you can only have 4 Pokemon faint in a raid battle until the raid Pokemon flees. Then, Clefairy can heal the team with Life Dew if everyone's low in health. Which, this doesn't seem too bad of a Pokemon, but why did it make the list? It really spends a lot of its time healing your team instead of doing damage when you want to destroy barriers during high tier raids. Plus, Life Dew doesn't heal enough on each Pokemon to be worth wasting a turn, as you're only getting 10 turns in a max raid battle. I would say that it's only useful if, let's say, you're about to get 2 hit KO'd, and it just heals you just enough. In most cases, most of the Pokemon that go into a raid battle just pretty much die in 1 hit anyways. Or if they don't, it's to the point where Life Dew wouldn't even help. And that itself can be a bit frustrating. Number 4. Beauty Catherine. Now you could say that beauty is the eye of the beholder, but looks do not determine a trainer's strength. She has a Togepi, a fairy type holding the Focus Sash, and it has the moves Life Dew, Ancient Power, Draining Kiss, and Swift. Now, this trainer has really no strategy other than being a health support Pokemon and potentially taking out barriers. And it's really unfortunate because it has horrible stats even though it wants to attack the raid Pokemon, it practically does nothing. And without Follow Me to properly utilize that Focus Sash, it's slightly worse than Clefairy. The healing is subpar at best, like Clefairy, and there could be many other options better than this Pokemon. There have been many times where this Pokemon could make or break the raid for you. That is very frustrating. Number 3. Schoolgirl Isabella. Isabella has a Magikarp. Now it's pretty obvious why this is on the list. It has terrible stats. It doesn't have a ton of moves because of a bad learn set, and it is a Pokemon that is practically a running joke being used in max raid battles. Magikarp carries the Focus Sash and its movesets Flail, Tackle, and the very powerful Hydro Pump. Now, this Pokemon has an alright strategy. If it gets hit, it will most certainly fall to 1 HP, use the Focus Sash, and then use Flail for 200 power. Hydro Pump can do some damage since it is a powerful move, but its special attack holds it back with a special attack stat of 15. Now, Magikarp can be useful when shields are up. Every single move is an attack versus most of the other Pokemon have a status move, which they tend to use a little too often. However, it doesn't help when its most powerful move, Hydro Pump, is 80% accurate. More often than not, Magikarp tends to miss with Hydro Pump when it really matters. For example, whenever a raid Pokemon has a barrier or a shield up, it tends to go for Hydro Pump, which Tackle or Flail will do the same amount of damage as Hydro Pump would, because it takes out one block of that shield, and then next thing you know it, Hydro Pump misses, and everything else is 100% accurate, and then it just wastes a turn. And Flail is only useful when the Focus Sash has been used, and it seems to rarely use Flail at 1 HP. But this is number 1. Oh boy, let's see what's coming up next. Number 2, Cabby Alfie. Alfie has a Wobbuffet. Yeah, we might already have an idea why this Pokemon may be or may not be near the top of this list. Wobbuffet is a very bulky Pokemon that can take hits, which is nice to avoid losing a Pokemon in these raids. However, its moveset is like every other Wobbuffet in existence. It has Counter, Mirror Coat, Safeguard, and Amnesia. But it would have been cool to see Destiny Bomb in this thing. I wonder what would happen in a 5-tier raid. Come on, Game Freak, you should have let this happen. Oh wait, that would have been great, and Wobbuffet would have not made this list, or it could have been a bit lower. The reason why this is on the list, because if Wobbuffet actually had moves that didn't require taking a hit in order to attack, or choose the correct move between Counter or Mirror Coat, it would be somewhat decent. Since that is not the case, Wobbuffet mostly just sits there and does nothing, or just safeguards and sets up Amnesias the whole time. Gah! From my experience, I've rarely ever seen Wobbuffet get hit by a Max Raid Pokemon unless they used a multi-attack move. The game knows it can't do anything unless it's able to be knocked out or in one hit, so the Raid Pokemon avoids it at all costs. Makes sense. It isn't like the AI is doing the wrong moves on Wobbuffet, but it's just a bad Pokemon for raids. Now that we're about to announce number 1, we should briefly mention 2 that just missed this list, but they could have easily been on here. First up is Dancer Patricia. She has a Wishy-Washy with Liquidation, Aqua Tail, Whirlpool, and Brine. It could have made this list because of Wishy-Washy's abysmal base stats in its small form, but it has a solid moveset, and it starts off in school form and deals a lot of damage to begin the raid, just enough to be somewhat useful. Next is Pokekid Freya with Eevee. Eevee's holding the Focus Sash, and its attacks are Helping Hand, Round, Quick Attack, and Bite. But it missed this list because it has Helping Hand. Helping Hand has priority, which makes it go first, and it helps boost the power of one other Pokemon's moves. That itself is very nice and can take out shields effectively. Plus it holds a Focus Sash. But I would say there is one downfall with Eevee, is that I believe sometimes Eevee does use Helping Hand on the wrong Pokemon. You'd think it would want to Helping Hand the Dynamax Pokemon? Sometimes it just flat out doesn't, and that is kind of annoying. Number 1, Gentleman Martin. Now here is my inspiration to follow through with this video. Martin is literally the worst trainer to have for Dynamax raids. Sure, he looks quite dapper and he carries a Soul Rock, which really isn't too bad of a Pokemon. It has decent stats across the board. This Pokemon has a decent moveset with Cosmic Power, Rock Throw, Psychic, and Rock Polish. Now, this doesn't seem bad at all, but I swear the trainer's AI is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Martin has 2 moves at his disposal that does great damage, but he flat out refuses to use them. Martin's strategy is to set up Rock Polishes and Cosmic Powers before attacking to dominate against tougher raid Pokemon. Apparently, he is too sophisticated to actually attack, so he polishes his rock instead. Now, this doesn't seem too bad, but raid Pokemon after a set amount of turns cancel all stat boosts from the opponent. This means that everything he sets up is for nothing, and then he just sits there and continues to set up, while rarely ever attacking, leading to more deaths in the raid. I've had plenty of times where this Pokemon would not attack Pokemon shields and set up, and then either I lose enough Pokemon where the raid Pokemon flees, or I run out of turns when it's at low HP. I cannot make up how horrible this NPC is in the game. I've seen people rage about this Pokemon on Twitter, so it is not just me. He is easily the most frustrating NPC to raid with, in my opinion. So, what is the moral of the story? Please find people to raid with locally or online. The more that people join you, the less likely these awful trainers show up on your screen during raids. Nothing is more frustrating than winning a raid with a sliver of HP because an NPC decides to play stupid and not make the right move. Just a reminder that this list is based off of my opinion and from my experiences, so your list may differ. So let me know what you think of this list and if there's anything else you would change to this list. Lastly, tell me some of your most ridiculous experiences with these NPC trainers as well in the comment section down below. If you'd like to see more of these types of videos, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new and would like to see more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for notifications whenever I upload. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys later.